The Tale of Gulden-Draak, Prologue, Part 6, The Trail Home. The pair tracked the dragon for the remainder of summer and into the first week of cooler autumn before they even thought of returning to their village. As the dragon's appetite grew, so did their leather bag of gold and jewels. Before they knew it, a whole fawn would barely fill the dragon's belly, as scarcely as the treasure bag could contain one more large scale. "We must see what has become of the farm and purchase winter supplies," Torgen finally admitted. Olga just stared into the middle distance. Before Torgen could speak again, she had taken the treasure bag and began digging furiously at the root of a small tree with her hunting knife. "What are you doing?" Torgen whispered. "We must buy our supplies with the proceeds from the sale of the farm," Olga grunted. "If we start showing our treasure, even one of the rubies, our secret will be exposed, and we will be overrun with chieftains and Vikings before spring." No sooner had Olga began to pat the dirt back down than the sound of leaves rustling disturbed her peace, spiking her heart rate. With arrow nocked, she raised her bow. Antlers appeared over the brush line, only they were approaching sideways, pointed downwards. Olga loosed her arrow through the nettles. The packing thud of a hit sounded through the leaves. Olga had not reached for her second arrow before a sharp cry rang out. "What in hell? Don't shoot, don't shoot. I'm coming out of the bushes." The figure that emerged was the neighboring farmer, Sven, with a buck over his shoulders. The arrow had pierced the buck's shoulder right next to Sven's ear. "Olga, Torgend, good to find you on the other side of that hill instead of robbers. I thought it was all over for a moment." "The buck is dead, you know. I already killed it." "The others said you had both gone into the mountains. So strange to find you less than 10 kilometers from home." Torgend and Olga exchanged fearful glances. Neither had realized just how far south the dragon's circle had veered over the summer. "What is it you are bearing here?" Sven innocently asked. Olga snapped out of her speechlessness. My baby." Her eyes were still glazy from the prospect she had almost put her neighbor in the ground. Then I am truly sorry for your loss, and sympathize with the pain that has driven you here." A pause of silence was interrupted by the arrow falling out of the deer's shoulder, caused by Sven rotating his hips slightly, which in turn had pulled at the sinews of deer meat separated by the arrowhead. "Well, there's your arrow back for you," Sven chuckled. "Are you on your way back home? We can journey together, only if you want the company." "Yes," Torgen replied. "Yes, only allow us to finish our prayers for a moment." "Of course," Sven replied. "I'll start back down the trail home. We'll be going slowly on account of my load. Will not be hard for you to catch up. I understand, of course, if you change your mind. It was good to see you both." With that, Sven turned down the hill, his deer jostling slightly on his shoulders with every step. Olga and Torgen's eyes returned to each other, searching frantically for any sign of face they had been discovered. Only finding their own fear reflected back, they quickly realized they had no choice but to follow Sven and test his knowledge further. A quick nod from Torgen towards the trail home solidified their shared consensus, setting them after him.